Hello, beautiful humans. I'm Jem Madrone, and today I'm back answering another question from our group. About a week or so ago, I asked if you guys had any questions that you wanted me to address in these videos. And so today I'm going to address one of my favorite ones, and that was about what it looks like to dive more deeply into this process of transformation and awakening and how we can do that. And I love this question because it just speaks to that very authentic willingness and desire to move forward, to keep stepping into the unknown, to keep stepping towards things that may be uncomfortable, and to keep knowing more about ourselves and how we can open up to higher levels of consciousness and higher levels of understanding. And so, thank you to, I can't remember right now who sent this question in, but thank you for this question. So, what happens at different points in this process of transformation is that we can feel like we're ready for the next level, or we feel stuck, like we're not quite sure what the next level is. Also, when we have an intense awakening experience that really shifts us and changes us completely and raises our vibration, and we are in a state of bliss or peace or calmness for a period of time, and then it starts to wear off. And then we just, there's this urging that we just want to get back there. And that's the desire that pushes us forward, that pushes us into the work, the deep work that really needs to happen to make that experience sustainable. And so then that's where this question can come up sometimes, is how do I do that? How do I continue to deepen my understanding, to do the inner work, to move forward so that I can get back to that place and sustain it? And also, not everybody has a real big, profound awakening experience. Sometimes it happens more slowly and over time. And we do a lot of work on ourselves, and we see the transformation and we see the growth, and it's exciting, and that's what propels us, and that's what motivates us to keep going. And then at some point, it may slow down, and we may feel like we're not really doing as much growth and personal work and changing and transformation as before. And then this question comes up again. Okay, like, how can I continue to move forward? How can I continue to know that I am moving deeper and closer to my true authentic self? And so all of this, just like I said, expresses just a really authentic desire, a very beautiful desire to keep moving forward. And so my answer, very simply put, as to how do we move forward, how do we deepen this process of transformation? And in one sentence, the answer is face your fears. Dive into your fears. Dive into every single fear that you have. Face it head on. Do not shy away. Stand in front of it and look at it. Root it out. Where did it come from? What does it want to teach you? And is it real? And these fears come from so many different places. And they come, from the pain that we often have to experience when we face these deep fears. They come from the fear of the unknown, just not knowing what it is that we're stepping into or walking into or saying yes to, or where we're going. And facing those fears is an essential part of this transformation process, because it's the fears that have held us back our whole life. And fear is the biggest delusion that we have. It's just a bunch of thoughts. And they feel very, very real to us because they represent something real to us, and they often represent experiences from our past. And so that's why we have to dive in. We have to heal those experiences. We have to heal those traumas. We have to look very honestly at ourselves and ask, how am I holding myself back? How, what are the fears that are holding me back? And, there's so many different paths to awakening. And so, no one can say, just read this book and do this technique and do this, and then you're going to be exactly where you want to be, because everyone has their own personal path. We all have our own work that we have to do to move past those blockages, to move past those illusions, to move past that pain, to get to that place where we can experience that clear state of being and that complete, bliss and authenticity that we all have inside of us. And so by facing our fears, when we do this, when we move into our fears, when we move into our pain, in whichever ways resonate with you, whichever modalities, whichever practices resonate with you, then we're peeling back all of those layers that are keeping us blocked from ourselves. And it's really easy to say, face your fear. It's one of the hardest things to actually do, because it does feel so incredibly real, and it brings up so much for us. And so, there's a lot of different ways to face those fears, to do that deep inner work, to keep going forward. And so I encourage you to keep doing that. And, another piece of this is to continue doing your personal practices, to do the meditations, to do the breathing techniques, to do all of the things that are helping to move that stuck energy out of your body. And if you're at a place where you really sincerely have that desire to move forward, to really deeply connect with yourself, to heal, and to, sustain that awakened state of being, but you're just not quite sure what your next step is or how to do it, or perhaps you don't have the techniques or the tools right now that really resonate with you, then please private message me and we can talk, and I can tell you about the work that I do with my clients, and we can see if it would be a good fit for you and helping you to move forward, to move through your fears, and to really dive into this incredible process of transformation. So I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for being here. And I just appreciate all of you. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the Facebook group.